friends. So I hope you guys are having a great day. We have Christmas programs tonight that we get to go to, so that's going to be super exciting. Today's topic is giving a lot of encouragement negative? So encouragement is something that I do a lot for my kiddos. And kind of naturally, I'm an encourager. I like to encourage people and speak life over them. But is there a point when it becomes bad? There is. There is. But first of all, let's talk about like the good that comes from encouragement. Okay. Encouragement, I feel like, is something that every single person needs because we are aware of our faults, right? Like being aware of how we don't measure up or our mistakes or our lack of something. I feel like comes naturally. I don't know. I would say it's a very common thing for us as people to have negative thoughts in our head and be speaking to ourselves in a way that we wouldn't speak to anybody else, right? With our negative, it's like a negative mindset. So I believe that people are extremely aware of their faults and the way that they don't measure up because we're hardest on ourselves, right? So encouragement, when someone else speaks encouragement over you, like, oh, I feel like it's like a whole nother level, right? Because we kind of sometimes can bring ourselves down. So it just brings us back up, which is good. And to further illustrate that point, do you have anyone in your life who encouraged you? Usually those people stand out to us, right? Like I had a professor in college who was very encouraging and spoke words of life over who I was and my potential. And that was like, I still remember him because he took the time to speak that kind of encouragement over me. And when I wasn't really believing in myself yet. So I would assume that most people can be like, oh my gosh, yes, I like this person, this art teacher way back when had, spoke encouragement over me, or like all these people placed within our lives. Like there are people who stand out by just speaking encouragement over us. They stand out in our memory. So that shows you it's important, right? Okay, and then so let's get into when encouragement is not helpful and when it can actually turn negative. This is something I learned, I want to say like a year and a half ago or something, around that time frame. Okay, encouragement can actually be negative when it's focused on an outcome. Okay, or when you are encouraging based on things. Okay, so the outcome would be like my kiddo coming home with an A, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh, you are so smart. Yes, awesome, good job. Right? It sounds really good, but what's my child is smart no matter if they get an A on their test or a C on their test. Okay? They are smart. They're being smart is not contingent on getting an A on the test because we don't ace every test in life. We learn sometimes from hard knocks, but we are still capable of learning and developing, and each person is still smart. Okay. So that's encouragement based on outcome. Encouragement based on things is your backpack is so cool. Your shoes are so cool. Man, you're looking good. You're looking so cool in that jacket. Okay. So those are focused on this jacket is making me cool, or this backpack is making me cool. My shoes make me cool. So that's when encouragement, even though most of that encouragement is sent with such a good intention, like we want to make that person happy, and it does. But if encouragement is based on outcome, or if it's based on things, what it can do, it can start forming this mindset that I'm not smart unless I get an A on a paper, or I'm not cool unless I have the cool clothes. And it forms like their where their goals are outside of themselves, right? So in order for me to be smart, I must perform and get an A. In order for me to be cool, I must have these clothes. And so they're now getting value from the outside, except when we should know and hold our value, right? Within the inside. Okay. So when you're moving, walking a child through a move can be an emotional roller coaster. There are highs, there are lows, there are days when they are loving life, and there are days when they're like so missing their friends back home and the way life was back home. And as a parent, we walk with them and encourage them along the way. And but focus your encouragement on the foundation of who they are. Things that don't change based on stuff you get, and they don't change on outcomes that happen. Okay. So, for example, you are so strong. I like to say this when they are going through a hard thing, but also when they have already done a hard thing, I like to bring it up and say, hey, look at that. Like, look, this was hard. This was challenging. You are so strong. Like, you persevered through this, because perseverance and having a strong mind and a will to keep going does not matter. For instance, let's say a test. Okay. If you get an A on the test or a B in the test, if you put your perseverance into it and you can keep persevering, like, the outcome, is probably going to be better if you have perseverance, but the outcome doesn't determine who you are, right? Other things to say to your kids are, you can do hard things. And then point to the hard things that they've done in the past as an example, but keep reminding them when we're walking through this season of moving and season of stepping into new friend groups and creating friendships. And sometimes kids don't have friends right away, or missing people and friends, family who are close but are now states away. Okay. Also, putting your focus on their effort. So like when a drawing comes home, I used to say, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Like, look at that. Like, this drawing is amazing. And now I'm like, wow, it looks really good. I can see the effort you put in to this drawing. So then I focus on the effort part of it. So I'm praising that they put in effort. Okay. More examples are, you are great at taking action. Thank you for speaking kind words, or you're good at telling jokes, because they can speak kind words and tell a joke, even if like some people aren't responding how they want. Like, they still are good at speaking kind words or telling some funny jokes, right? You are kind. Okay. Thank you for thinking of others. That also isn't contingent on a perfect outcome, right? So then what you're doing is you're building their value, even when you're going through hard situations like moving. I feel like if the kids are older, can be a really hard thing for them to adjust to, right? And so through this process, getting text messages, through this process, you're building on their character and you're reinforcing that they are kind, they can do hard things, the effort that they put in matters. And like, even though you're going through this hard season, it's something that you can use as like a stepping stone to keep building their character and their trust in themselves and who they are. So there are more videos like this in the Homesick to Happy Movers group. If you want to join, cool. If you don't, that's fine too. So, but it's just, the moral of the story is, it is super important to speak encouragement over our kids and encouragement over everybody, right? Because we all need encouragement, but just keep it focused on the foundations of who we are as a person, not on outcomes and not on things, right? So tonight we're going to 3 Christmas concerts, and our school has spaced them out because of COVID. Okay, so like the littles go first, and then they have like extra time for the gym to clear out, and then a new group of people to come in for the middle age, and then the high like fifth, sixth graders. The high age is going last. However, Ethan and I have our kiddos spaced out 3.5 years. So we'll be there before the first one at 5 because we got to drop Elwin off for his concert. Then Hugo is going at 6 o'clock, and then Jada is going at 7 o'clock. So we have 3 hours plus, give and take at the end, in the beginning, of Christmas concerts. So it'll be a fun night. We'll get to hear and see all of the concerts, which is kind of cool. Also, like this is something you don't think of when you're having kids, like you're spacing them out that far, that like they're probably going to be in different activities at different times, and it's going to make your night a big old party. So, but I hope you guys have the best day, and I look forward to chatting with you soon. Bye.